Alright, picked up this 2020 Polaris RZR Pro XP about 2 weeks ago. Just gonna go over some first impressions. First off, buying it, I actually went to quite a few Polaris specific dealerships where they're mainly power sports dealerships. A lot of the quotes were over MSRP, so I actually ended up going to Heritage Tractor in Baldwin City, Kansas. Bit of a drive, but there's actually a John Deere dealership, but they actually sell Polaris as well. They ended up ordering this in. Ended up coming in about a month early before they originally said. But really good guys there, really fair pricing. Quote was actually below MSRP. Got a really good deal on it. It was about $5 grand below what the actual power sports dealerships were quoting for these. A few other things to go over, just like fit and finish wise. There's a few issues, like this panel here. There's a small gap still. Just a push pin that goes down in through here. This panel was actually behind this panel, so just had to mess with it, get it where it needs to be. There's still a little bit of gap I got to work on. It's the same way on the other side. And then this side's pretty good here. There's just a little bit of a gap here, and it's just a kind of a pin that goes in there but doesn't really lock it down. These little rubber covers here where the speakers are, they are never put in correctly by the dealerships, and they're kind of a pain the way they're designed. This is a solid plastic piece, and this is just a rubber piece that goes in there. And then there's like a little gasket that goes on top and bottom of the plastic piece, and I end up having to take off this whole fender here somewhat to be able to get under this edge better, to lift it up, to get that where it needed to be, but not too bad once you get it where it needs to be. It looks a lot better. Only one part that was messed up, and I don't know if the dealership did this or somehow this is from the first ride I did, but on this black plastic piece here, right there, some of that's broken. I mean, it is super thin plastic, and it may have been where the roll cage was going in. As far as the removable panels, are incredibly handy. Obviously the whole bed comes out with only 4, and then you pretty much have access to everything you need to with the engine. Then on the front and back of the cab, this whole panel comes out. This whole panel will come out also. And then this comes out as well. It's just these little plastic push pins. They go in and turn, and then they just pop out. It's much better than just regular plastic. And it is kind of nice. You have the Click 6 harnesses. You can actually just loop them both over the outside ones, and they'll stay out of your way to get to what you need to get to. Some of the kind of ergonomics that are pretty handy, the seats are actually really comfortable, a lot better than the other Polaris seats that they put in a lot of the other machines, and definitely worth it. The adjustable steering wheel is incredibly handy. It's so much better to be able to adjust it and get it right where you want it. Obviously the MSRP on these are about $28,500. It is very expensive, and if you don't need the dynamics, you probably the Walker Evans shocks would do just fine. You only really need them if you like to go to the desert or the dunes a lot. Other than that, I think the regular suspension would be just fine and be able to save quite a bit of money. As far as value goes, the suspension is just unbelievable. Driven quite a few RZR XP 1000s, and these shocks are just crazy. When you can adjust them from super soft, don't even notice a bump, to you hit the red button, it goes to full stiffness, and it's pretty much solid, like there's no suspension. A few other things, just obviously you get tires that are a lot better than the Bighorns they put on the other ones. Actually useful. The exit lights are kind of a bit of a gimmick here. They just run along here, and I can actually turn them on. they don't really do much, but the lights down below are pretty handy. When it's dark out, you actually see stuff in the cab pretty well. Overall, the suspension is, all the components are pretty amazing. It's beefy stuff, and it's built a lot better than a lot of the other machines. But overall, I would recommend if somebody's looking at one of these, they're pretty amazing. You'd have a lot of fun and shouldn't have too many issues with them.